Harry, welcome to Culturescope. You've worked in film for years, and for people who aren't familiar with your work, let's start about how you got into this and what led you to writing, producing, and directing Olympia, the award-winning, critically acclaimed feature documentary on Academy Award-winning actress Olympia Dukakis.
So it was literally an accident, a cosmic accident that I was very blessed to have. I used to be a professional dancer, and I went with my friend at NYU to see the master's program that they had for dancing, for choreography.
Okay.
And we went there, they presented the program to us, and as we were leaving, we were both like, we didn't like it. I had my dance company now for 6 years. We're just starting to get notoriety. People started recognizing our names in New York. And do I just give that up for film? I had my dance company and went to school.
So you were running both worlds parallel.
Yeah, and it was crazy. After 2 years, I physically was exhausted, and I knew that I had to make a decision. You're either going to continue with your dance career, or you're going to, shift. So I shut my dance company 2 years later.
Oh, wow.
And continue with film. Now, that last year of film, I find out that Olympia Dukakis was going to teach in our program. At the time, I had a production company in Cyprus where I would bring, I don't know if you remember John Malkovich.
Yes, I remember. I recall when you had something to do with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was the one who invited him, and then we did film workshops. We did theater, dance. There was all these things that I was doing in Cyprus, and I was like, well, why don't I just invite Olympia Dukakis to come to Cyprus and do her workshop there? So I contacted the head of the department. He said, send me an email and I will forward it to her assistant. So I did. And 3 days later, I get a call and it's like, hello, is this Harry? This is Olympia Dukakis calling. And that's how I met her. She did her workshop. I took it. I was the happiest person in the world. And then we stayed in touch and we became friends. I remember at NYU, they offered courses for documentaries. And I was like, I'm not doing documentaries. I'm better.
Not your genre.
Yeah, I'm better than that. I want to do I want to be like, Steven Spielberg and Martin Scorsese. That's who I am. And I went to see this documentary and I just was crying and I was laughing. It just moved me. And I turned to my husband and I said, somebody needs to do a documentary about Olympia Dukakis. She's fascinating. She's so there's so much there. And I called Olympia and I was like, Olympia, I have this amazing, and this is exactly how I told her. I said, I have this amazing idea and you're going to love it. And she was like, no. I would keep trying to find reasons why she should do it.
Right.
And she kept saying no. And the more she said no, the more I wanted it. And I got really emotional and I said, Olympia, you know what? The time that I've spent in Cyprus with you, those 2 weeks were so amazing. And every time I see you, I just feel so full. I said, doing a documentary with you would mean that I would spend more time with you. And she got all teary-eyed and she turned around right there and then and said, okay, I'll do it for that reason. She said, I'll do it for you.
Go ahead, Malin. Slapper. Are you crazy?
Have I been a good wife?
Yeah.
I want you to stop seeing her.
Olympia Dukakis and Moonstruck.
I had the privilege of meeting her in 2012 when she was here in Cyprus, taking part in Martin Sherman's harrowing one-woman play Rose. What took me by surprise is her humility as a person. And yet there was this gigantic creative force in the room, which it reignites one's love for drama and one's love of life. Is she really this raw, this unfiltered and funny?
Paul, I'm so happy you met her because you are one of those people who have experienced that. My goal from the very beginning was, how do I get people to see this side of Olympia that I saw and that you saw. How do I get that across so people can just be wowed by her? Because if you meet her, you are wowed.
Harry, on the subject of the documentary now, a live streaming event has been planned in July for both North American and European audiences. Can you give us more details about the event and how one can acquire more information on the film prior to the event?
Okay, so the best way to get information and also to get on our radar is to go to our website, which is olympiathefilm.com. The event for North America is July 9th. For Cyprus and Europe is July 10th.
Okay.
Which is a Friday, and it's at 8 p.m. Cyprus time.
So are there any parting words of wisdom or anything that you'd like to share? Let's say an aspiring filmmaker comes up to you and says, Harry, you know, what would be the one thing you could share with me that would make me want to become a filmmaker?
I think you have to always follow your heart, keep moving forward, which is Olympia's thing. To be an artist, you have to have support and you have to really believe that you have a message to give. It's not easy, but if you do believe that you have something, keep moving forward.